I know it's a troll account, but I will answer this question. Um, it's with regard to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. A couple things right off the bat. The Trump administration explicitly violated two federal court orders in sending him to El Salvador on whatever it was, March 15th. They violated an order from DC District Judge Boasberg, who ordered no more flights to take off that day and ordered the two flights that were already in the air to turn around and return to the United States. From what I understand, Mr. Abrego Garcia was in the third plane that had not yet taken off when Judge Boasberg issued that order. And he is now, he has found probable cause to find the Trump administration in contempt of court for willfully violating that court order. And there's speculation that the person who made that decision to violate that court order was Stephen Miller in the Trump administration. I don't know that that has been proven yet, but that is certainly informed speculation at this point. Second, they violated an order from a federal judge in 2019 specifically preventing the government from deporting him to El Salvador because he put on evidence and he put on witnesses of the threats that he and his family in El Salvador faced from one of the gangs in El Salvador. So they violated two explicit court orders in sending him back to El Salvador. And they didn't just send him back to El Salvador and have him get off a plane. They turned him over to El Salvadoran authorities after the Trump administration had agreed to pay the president of El Salvador, Bukele, $6 million to house these 250 so people that the government was deporting to El Salvador. And that is also subject to current ongoing litigation as well with Judge Zinnes in Maryland, who is hearing the case that specifically applies to Mr. Abrego Garcia. Yes, he had entered the United States illegally, and he is a citizen of El Salvador, but he had filed an asylum claim, and that is legal in the United States. So he wasn't here illegally. He was also married and working. He was married to a U.S. citizen. They have 3 kids under the age of 12. Their 5-year-old has autism. And they were a stable family for a decade living in Maryland. And the government has not put on any evidence that he's a member of MS-13. The government has not put on any evidence that he's a human trafficker. They have not put on any evidence that he's a domestic abuser. They've not put on any evidence that he has committed any crimes at all. He is not charged with any crimes in the United States. He has never been convicted of any crimes in the United States, which is more than I can say for Donald Trump, who has been convicted of 34 felonies and remains a convicted felon. Because he was here in the United States on U.S. soil, he has constitutionally guaranteed rights to due process. The government could have deported him legally, but the Trump administration decided not to do that. Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act, which is a law that applies to wartime. In circumstances when the United States has declared war against another nation and only Congress has the right to declare war. Donald Trump said we are at war with Venezuela. Congress has not declared war against Venezuela. You can also invoke the Alien Enemies Act when you are subject to invasion from another government. The mere presence of members of a Venezuelan street gang, Tren de Aragua, the mere presence of those gang members on United States soil does not equate to the government of Venezuela as having declared war against the United States and having launched an invasion against the United States. And so it's like, are we a nation of laws or are we not? It sure feels right now that we're not any longer. But this is, you know, that's a headline. That's a headline, that comment. It's like people read a headline, they read a talking point, and then just stop right there and don't go further to find out the 5 minutes and 37 seconds worth of additional information that I've provided in this video. So, you know, I'm sure that's probably a bot account. I'm sure that question was asked in bad faith, but that's the answer to this question. Every one of those people that the United States, and this was ratified by the Supreme Court, that we've deported to this El Salvadoran prison, had constitutionally guaranteed rights to due process, and this government violated that and did not provide any of them with any due process and violated every single one of their constitutional rights, and that's just fact.